Welcome back to the Broke Diasporian. It's another beautiful day here in Ghana. This is Project Denchira episode 24. And today's video is about foundation pouring. So we are finally done with the digging of the foundation if you have watched our previous videos. So it is a great and beautiful day here at Denchira, where my team is slowly getting to the site. My foreman is going to be here today because it is an important stage of this phase of the construction here at Project Denchira. So we have a little bit more cleaning to do on the foundation before we start with the foundation concrete pouring, right? You see on the right side there, two guys, one that's just shoveling some sand out of the foundation, and then one that's carrying some of the sand out, right? So just the final cleaning. As we noticed that it maybe does need a little bit of that cleaning before we can proceed with the concrete pouring. So today we're going to do two things. We're going to do that brief cleaning, and after that we're also going to start the concrete pouring to see how much we're going to be able to get done or achieve today. So the reason they're clearing or cleaning the right side is because we decided to start the concrete pouring on the right side there to make our way to the left side. So, and in a minute here, I'm going to explain to you guys why we decided to go with that logic or that method. There is a logic to all this madness that we have going on here, right? So I'll let you guys know. Right now, three guys, they're taking the time doing the cleaning while waiting for the foreman to arrive. So this is something that they can be proactive in getting it done, right? So we can save time. Let's keep going. Now, today, since we are truly starting the foundation, we're done with the digging, right? I'm going to give you guys the list of the materials that we are going to be needing for this foundation level. So starting with iron rods, we are going to need 65 pieces of 16 mm bars. We're also going to need 45 pieces of 10 mm bars, and then one bundle of the binding wires, right? We have one sand delivery for chippings. We also have one trip. And then for filling sand, we also have one trip of that. I don't joke with my DPC, so we have the DPC, DPM available. I do not joke with that. So moving on to next materials. For blocks, which we already have a lot of blocks on site that you guys can see, but for this foundation stage, we're estimating around 400 blocks. And we're always going with the 6 inches blocks. Full blocks for this stage. Cement, the 32.5R, we're going to only need 8 bags of the 32.5. And let's see, another cement, we're going to need 80 bags of the 42.5R, right? So total cement we are going to be needing is 88 bags, right? So 8 bags of the 32.5 and then 80 bags of the 42.5. So that is some of the materials that I'm sharing right now. The rest is just, your little things like concrete nails, different type of nails, different boxes. I think that's something that, it's not too important for you guys to know about those little things, right? And then some plumbing materials, but these are the major materials that are needed for this stage. So now you guys can see back to the video. They're done with the cleaning or the cleaning of the foundation, or the little things that they had to finish with the foundation digging. So that's done. Now we are getting ready to do the concrete pouring, right? So We're moving some sand, some stones, and then the cement as well, right? To go start the mixing. So we decided because of the structure or because of the space that we have, we need a flat surface to do the mixture. And you can see the compound, everything is already full and there isn't much space to work on the compound. So we decided to use one of the rooms on the right structure, right? So you can see they were going into the right structure. One of the rooms on the right side will be used to do the concrete mixture. And it's the first room on the right side that also has a window on the right side. If you look at the screen on the top right side, there is a window there. So while they mix it in that room, they're just going to use the window to do the concrete pouring to the right side there. So very soon you guys are going to understand, like I said, the method, the logic to this madness. So that's what some of having to be creative, or that's what you have to deal with when you're trying to utilize all the space and you don't have really a big land, right? Where do you do the concrete mix? And you need a flat surface. So you can see our compound has more of the chip-ins, more of the sand, so we don't have much choices here. So the guy's going into that room on the right side there. Yep. So we're taking all our materials in there, stones, sands, and then our cement as well is already in one of those rooms there that we are keeping for safety, right? So all materials are there, and then you can see our poly tanks for the water in the compound, so they also have to carry some of the water for the mixture. So that's the progress we are making so far at Project Denchira. It is a beautiful day here. I'm very, very excited. Now, you see my foreman is even actually pushing wheelbarrows. He actually does the digging. He's not one of those foremans that comes in dressed just fancy, that does not get their hands dirty, right? He comes in, he makes sure, he does the job. If he helps the guys, and still with the respect being given to him, right? Just you don't have to always be so strict to demand respect, right? You working with them does not bring your status down, right? It just depends on how you're treating people that work with you, where they can still have that respect and then also still see that leadership that you are showing them, right? So he comes in, does it correctly. If he thinks that I'm telling you that you're not doing something right, I can at least show you what I mean rather than just trying to verbally instruct you, right? So he works with them, and you can see that it's always like a happy team. So I like that about the team, just because it's very important when you have team members who are happy together or happy working. Because I've had my share portion of having workers that are fighting with each other, so not talking to each other. That does not help the job at all, right? You can't be on the same project and there is this barrier where you are not talking to each other. So we're doing multiple trips of the stones, of the chip-ins, and the sand as well. I'm glad we have all of that material available, and at least this sand and the stone here should be sufficient to at least get us to, I'm thinking, to at least the foundation casting, right? So if not, I have my stone delivery truck or guy on speed dial, and I always take these things into consideration, right? I took time off to try to keep saving a little bit more, just to have some money available for the things that maybe are not accounted for. So now you can see on the top video now, the prepping or trying to figure out an easy route to get the concrete or the prepared concrete from that room to start pouring in the foundation there, right? So just an easier way, instead of them having to go through the front there, walk all the way to the right side. Now when they're starting to pour for the left side, then that could be easier maybe if they're actually going through the entry or the door. But for now, I think it's a smart idea first when I started seeing them do that, I was like, not sure if that's too much work. You guys trying to go through a window, so that means you won't be able to use wheelbarrows, right? It would have to be the pens for now. So, but when I think about it, it's so close, right? It's closer to that right side, so it's just easier to start filling it through that window. So let's see what they are able to do, right? If it starts to be more complicated or it starts to not work, I'm pretty sure we will decide to think about it or do it differently, right? But look at, all right, so he's testing it, see if one person can walk on it. So I'm pretty sure it's just to be able to walk on it, but not to use a wheelbarrow. So, like I said, that did not work too much. So they were trying to use the wheelbarrow to try to go through the window, but that would not work. So instead, they're still using the window, but it's just going to be with the headpans, right? See the guy that's there. So 2 or 3 guys are in there mixing, carrying, and bringing it to the window. And then he's getting the pan, the filled one, and starting to slowly pour in the foundation on the right side there. So exciting day where we're already starting to work on our foundation concrete pouring, right? So this is for the foundation for 2 stores and just a studio on top of those stores. It has been a journey here at Project Denchira from nothing to episode 24. You guys have followed me from the time where there was nothing on this land to our third and final structure. And I cannot wait to keep showing you guys the amazing progress that we do here. And as we were going on this journey, I'm always happy to share mistakes that I recognize and just show you how I'm getting things done for you to also maybe pick up mistakes that I don't even recognize, right? So, and sharing my best practices, things that I have and using that I'm really happy about, whether it's materials, the CCTV cameras that I'm easily able to monitor my projects and actually give access to my foreman to also make his life easier, because he is also helping on other projects as well of mine, right? So I'm so happy to see, like the progress of not just this project, but also just the growth of this community, right? I'm really happy, and I think we can keep going far. So share these videos. I'm starting to see a lot of the likes on the videos, which is really great. I'm happy about that. If you're truly seeing value on them, or you feel like there is a brother or a sister of yours that's also trying to get motivated to do something like this in Ghana, or they're just trying to build something small for themselves in Ghana and need that little push or that little motivation that it is possible to do it slowly, share it to them, right? Let's get this channel to in front of the right people. But you can see the black rubber on the floors, right? So that's all the DPMs, right? I'm using the DPM, which is the plastic rubber that you have to lay in your foundation trenches before you pour your concrete, right? So I'm using DPM before you pour the concrete, and in some more of the future stages, block laying, concrete casting, there's always going to be other stages that still allows you to use the DPM, the DPC, right? It's not just in one stage, because you're trying to do as much as you can to keep putting barriers between the soil with your construction or with your structure, right? Because when the soil is it's too wet, or the moisture of the soil, that's where there is always water in any ground. So slowly, how many years is it going to take? Slowly that water rises, and the water usually is a salty water. So that's why you're always just trying to put a barrier. And a lot of times you do all of it, and maybe all it does is it just extends how long it would take for it to actually start appearing, right? But if you just build without any of these contingencies or any of these dump-proof product, then you are just inviting it for to happen much quicker. So all the money that you will be spending in aesthetics, making your building look nice, and then in just a year you would just start to see all those watermarks, and then you have to be in this constant maintenance phase that you keep paying money to repaint it, replaster, just to have it keep looking nice, right? So or you can decide to spend the money at the early stages, right? And I've always told you guys in even the previous two structures, we kept using the DPC DPM. So you guys know the what is the materials already. I told you how many bags of cement we need for this project. 88 bags of cement, between 32.5 and 42.5 R, right? I gave you guys that list. Iron rods that will be needed. But today's day, we had to do two things. We still had to do a little bit more of the foundation clearing or digging. And then after that, we were finally able to start the concrete pouring. So this is the progress that we've made for today, which is the first day of foundation concrete pouring. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.